Hey ladies and gents, Spazzy here aka Syndromes, and welcome back to Avorion, episode number 10. Holy hell. Yeah. So, first things first, by the time that I'm recording this video, it is very late on a Sunday evening. I'm tired, I am lazy, and honestly, that is the best mindset for this video, because having reached the 10th episode, I think this is the best time for us to kind of stop for a moment, take a look back, evaluate the playthrough itself, and kind of figure out what it is that we're doing, how we're doing it, and etc. Now, before you ask, yes, I am continuing this playthrough, and honestly, it's been much more fun than I had any reason or hope to believe in. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, RTS style Avorion. It is a very interesting experience. It's definitely not what I expected, but at the same time, also something that I kind of figured out was going to happen. Also, yes, I just noticed that we did just re-pick up the package that we just dumped in the previous episode. Let's very quickly get that sorted out. I'm just going to tell all of my ships to actually fly over there, and as we do this, I am going to command my ship over here to drop the mysterious package, and I suppose that's it. Like, we don't need to drop anything else. It really is just the case of, I kind of need to remember that, yes, I need to, deliver that that mission on the lady if I picked it up on the lady. Anyway, so my current thought for today's episode is we are simply going to, well, first of all, we're going to jump into the Lapse of Sanity. We are going to set ourselves up, and by set ourselves up, I mean we're going to tell all the ships to follow me rather than anything else. There we go. And we are going to find the closest shipyard. Shipyard. There we go. Is this also the one with the equipment dock? Yes. Yes, it is. Very good, because I need that equipment dock. So, in today's episode, we are going to go through every single ship, one at a time, and, basically clean house a little bit, because first of all, we have picked up a lot of interesting new items, including better turrets that need to be put on the ships. The reason why I don't do that immediately after picking them up is simply because it would require too much sitting in the build menu during just regular episodes. So, doing this every once in a while seems like a perfectly cromulent idea. But, apart from that, today we are going to do, well, basically a bit of renovation. We're going to take a look at all of these ships. We're going to make doubly sure that everything's fine with them. We're also going to tell, for the time being, we're going to tell the Devolution just go and mine again. Like, it's fine to do right now. I'm not going to start off with the Devolution. And also I'm going to be talking about my overall thoughts about how good this is. And yeah, today's more like a sort of chill episode, something like we did back in the previous weekend, where we had that little 2.5 long live stream. Though, sorry, I'm just not in the right mood for live streams right now. I'm actually tired. I had a pretty extensive day today. But yeah, so what can I say about this playthrough in general? First of all, as I already said, it is a lot more interesting, a lot more fun than I had any reason to think it would be. But that being said, it is obvious that many of the design choices that the developers of Avorion have taken is kind of set on a single-player kind of, one-ship experience. So even though it does pay some amount of homage to something like, say, the X3 series, it is very far from that level of integration where you can have these large fleets of ships that are automated and they're not being dumb. Now, the flight model, I am willing to say, is acceptable. We have reached that moment where ship-to-ship battles are interesting enough where they are a sight to behold, and space fights are actually interesting to watch. That being said, it is still very strange that the AI ships make absolutely no use absolutely no use of strafing, and that seems like to be a bit of a waste, considering that many of these ships have copious amounts of thrusters that, yes, they use to turn the ship around, yeah, but if you have an AI capable of figuring out which side it has to point towards an enemy in order to, dish out the most damage, perhaps make it, smart enough to use thrusters to keep itself oriented that way instead of just, flying in a straight line. Now, something to be said about this playthrough in particular is that I'm beginning to appreciate the amount of effort that these AI have been put into, simply because I can see, like, when I create a ship in this playthrough as opposed to something else, I actually have to actively figure out how the ship is going to fly, and where to put these guns, and how to design the ship itself. Because this playthrough, since everything is controlled by the AI, and this is something that I said before, AI have the capability of using the ship's overall handling, so to speak, a lot better than any human. So for example, if I made a ship that has a 0.05 turn radius, for me as a player, that would feel terrible, but a NPC is capable of utilizing that turn rate without having to, move the camera in any way that distracts it from firing on something. There is also something to be said that suddenly the auto turrets are exceptionally good, simply because if you place down regular turrets on a ship, the ship is the weapon itself, and it is going to... Oh, really? That's kind of interesting. The ship itself is going to try and keep itself orientated, get in range, keep in range, etc., etc., in order to shoot these guns. But then, you can assign automated turrets that act completely independently from what the ship wants. And honestly, I do believe that's the saving grace. When I was using these turrets in the previous playthroughs on my own ship that I flew physically, I would usually sometimes use them on guns that I have no way of accurately using while using the other guns. So for example, if I used a ship that had, like, I don't know, chain guns or something on it, and I happened to pick up a railgun that was really, really good, and it would be just a tremendous waste not to use it, I could actually employ it as a auto turret, because then I don't have to worry about aiming at it. Like, if it's going to hit, cool. If it's not going to hit, well, I wouldn't have hit it anyway because I have to use the chain guns. And yeah, like, this sort of separation of turrets on AI ships and the fact that it works that way actually gives me a lot of interesting ideas, especially for something for ships in the same type as the Devolution that can only fly and shoot backwards. Suddenly, railguns, cannons, guided launchers, those are not only acceptable, but they would be the most prevalent for that sort of ship, because the last thing you wanted to do is for it to get in close. But yeah, that is all in the upcoming situation. Anyway, Jesus Christ, I almost ended my challenge right there and then. Sorry. So first things first, we are going to fly towards the equipment dock over here. I don't know if I want to dock the Lapse of Sanity, but we might as well. we're going to set the Adventurous Lady Devolution and Wing Clipper to... I'm actually just going to tell them to attack enemy targets as they appear, because there probably are going to appear the longer we stay here. And the one thing I really want to do is just take a look at what we currently even have on this thing, because we do have, like, this mid-tier combat control system, but at the same time, we did pick up something else, like, yeah, there we go. Armed turrets, like, that is going to be placed here instead of what we currently have. That also reminds me, one of the things that I really don't like is the fact that you are incentivized to create more ships, which, you know, makes sense, but at the same time, there seems to be absolutely no reason to specialize them. Like, you still gain the most out of having just a big ship with a lot of slots. So, for example, on the Lapse of Sanity, we have this thing, the deep scanner. And the problem with that is that as I'm flying, as I'm inside this ship, everything's fine. Like, I do get the radar benefit, but the moment I switch to something else, like, that benefit disappears without any reason for it to disappear. Like, the ship is still inside of this sector. We have a visual contact, let alone some sort of data transmission between these ships. Like, there's absolutely no reason for that not to happen. At the same time, hey, if I wanted to use a ship that has a object detector, like, say, for example, the Wing Clipper, well, I would have to specifically switch to the Wing Clipper because it has the thing installed on it, and it's such a chore. There's absolutely no reason to do something like that. But yet, well, here we are. That's just what we do. That's just how it is. And honestly, I don't see why is it done in such a way. Like, surely there is a way to do better, like how to fix this without having to rewrite all the code. Like, would that cause some sort of performance issues where you have to feed multiple data from multiple ships? I don't know. Who the hell knows? It is just how it is, and I'm kind of sad that it is the case. Same thing, by the way, is with the overall way... Well, okay, so that's not the thing that I don't like. That's actually a thing I do like. Going back to the whole turret thing, I actually find it very amusing that, like, I have to build multiple ships to get the same benefit as a single one, because when you're using AI to battle AI, you are giving yourself completely to essentially what the NPC can do. And what I mean by that is that the NPC is dumb. And so, for example, you can have a ship with 300 Omicron rating or a ship with 3000 Omicron rating. But if that thing just decides to kite something without shooting it, well, that's your loss. Like, that's 3000 Omicron not being used. So it actually makes sense. It actually does make sense for you to make more ships and spread out that Omicron rating across as many as physically possible. That is one of the things that we currently have a problem with the Wing Clipper. The Wing Clipper is a massive chongus. It is easily the most armored ship that we have, and its participation on a battlefield currently is simply for the sake of existing. As long as people shoot this thing instead of, say, the Lady, which is currently our squishiest combat ship, you know, like at this point in time, I'm not even counting something like the Devolution. Like, this thing cannot really do anything else but be a bullet sponge. Honestly, in order for this thing to actually be useful in a fight, apart from just being there as a bullet sponge, as a distraction, I would have to give it some sort of different kinds of guns. Like, completely different kinds of guns. Like, give it all defense turrets or something, because it just lacks the range. But yeah, That is my current gripe with it. It's interesting. I love the idea that I have to figure out how to get around these sort of things, but at some point in time, they do become a little bit problematic. Anyway, so we're going to install this. It currently looks like our overall, you know, surplus energy. Oh, 60% surplus energy. That's actually pretty good. Hi, that's pretty good. But yeah, so that actually just gave us more auto turrets. So arbitrary, arbitrary, arbitrary. So we actually can mount 3 more turrets and even more. No, never mind. Yeah, we can actually mount 3 more turrets. So we are going to do exactly that. Now, as I already said, what I really wanted to do is just completely reset what we currently have for these things, because one of the things that I wanted to at least attempt to do with the lapse of sanity is see if we could bump it up to 5 slots, and I'm not exactly sure we could. The simplest way, or at least the fastest way, would obviously be to just increase the size of the ship. Now, do we have the amount of titanium to do this? We actually need all of our titanium just by increasing it for like 12%, which is not ideal. But I suppose that's not really our prime concern, is it? Anyway, we are going to start off with placing a precise sprayer somewhere over here. Like this. And also I'm going to set it to local snap instead. There we go. Then we have a long range triple minigun. We are going to place it here. Everything is fine. Now, let's place something on the bottom, but one thing that I noticed is that this thing over here is not really good in the sense that it's somewhere below the armor skirt, so to speak, and so it's actually not, you know, good. Yeah, I know I'm making a lot of sense right now, but believe me, it is going to be fine. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just make sure that this skirt it is still there. Something like this, right? Actually, I'm going to make it easier for myself. Go back to middle snap for a moment. So, something like this. There we go. And that should just enclose the ship a little bit more. Especially since, like, at some point in time, we will need a little bit more generators. So that's where the generator can actually go. Anyway, not our problem just yet. We're going to place our superior stinger here. After that, well, first of all, we're going to remove the middle snap, go back to local snap. I want to see where the bolters are. Because the bolters are honestly one of the most important things about this particular ship, in the sense that it just has them. So one bolter goes here, and one bolter goes here. And both of these will need to be immediately assigned as automated, while at the same time... Okay, let's try to find a good place to place the other two. I would probably say that they would have to be placed somewhere here. So one of them goes here, and the other one just goes here. Although, yeah, this needs titanium, which is really strange. Like, oh yeah, like these two are completely useless. Look at the damage per second. It's terrible, actually. You know what? I think that it is time we consider... Or is it? So this is still iron edge armor. Like, do I really want to turn this into titanium? I could. I honestly could. Like, there's absolutely no reason for me not to. Like, there we go. Like, the amount of titanium that I use for this is so minuscule that it doesn't even matter. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. So, all materials, and we're going to go for... Let's see. All materials, all blocks. There we go. Iron... Corner armor? No, that's not it. Thank you. Armor. Okay, so we're going to start off with that. We're just going to select the regular armor like this. Oh, and of course we're going to select it by this, so that it disappears off of our thing the moment we place it down. So I'm actually reducing the weight of the ship by a lot. I don't want to touch these just yet, simply because we do have a finite amount. So let's see, smart edge armor, there we go. We are going to select edge armor over here. So this, there we go. Oh, this is a edge armor as well. Okay, that is something for later. I don't want to mess that just yet. Yeah, the actual amount of titanium that we have is actually not a lot. Do I want to expend it on this? Like, that would cost us 300 and some... Oh, it multiplied by 2. Okay, you know what? Whatever. It does make this thing a lot better. Look at this. We're actually up to 10.12k. We're almost there with the wing clipper. I accept it. I will eat this. I will eat this cost. There's absolutely no reason to have that. Alright, so let's go back. One thing at a time. So we planted one over there. We're going to plant the other one over there. So now, with that in mind... Sorry. With that in mind, we are going to select all the bolters into group number 1. The group does not matter, by the way. And then we are going to make all of these bolters automated. Like, they can do whatever. That is completely fine. Now then, back to regular chain guns. There's another superior chain gun over here. We're going to place it over here. Dual anti-chain gun. We're going to put it over here. So that's 4 guns on the top. Now, there's one on the bottom, but I want more. Including something like this, and this. There we go. Now, let's take a look at what we currently have. Arbitrary turrets, unarmed turrets, and 2 separate defensive turrets. Okay, that's really good. So I'm not really going to worry about more of these automated turrets just yet. Like, that's not our problem. We're going to go to defensive turrets, and we are going to place one over here, straight in the middle, and one over here, also straight in the middle. So that should give us good coverage from those angles. At the same time, I do want... Honestly, like, I guess it does not really have to be in the middle. But sure, let's do it like this. So, right now, yeah, we are fully staffed, so to speak. So these are going to be selected to number 3. And these can be without a thing at all. Yeah, that seems like a perfectly good selection. Do we have any more crew? No, we do not. That's one of the things that we definitely need to do over here. Interact, hire crew. And I'm just going to hire more specifically gunners. And that should be fine for now. That being said, so now this can be auto fire, this can be defensive, and I would say that this ship is ready. This ship is ready. So, apart from increasing its overall Omicron rating, it was about 300 something, now it's it's almost 500 by the way. It also has increased its hull rating, which is really good. And apart from that, yeah, this is a perfectly capable ship now. It was a perfectly capable ship even before that, mind. It just became better. Anyway, Lapse of Sanity, you are free to attack all enemy targets, and we are going to go have a look-see what's going on with the Wing Clipper. So the Wing Clipper is a bit of a oddity in the sense that I know kind of what's wrong with it. In the previous battles, it had a tendency to kind of just fly away from the enemy and not be able to actually return fire. Now, I do believe that this has to do with the way that we have set up our mining, sorry, not the mining, but rather the salvage turrets. So, for some reason, the game actually does seem to think that these are, in fact, you know, combat turrets. But this also means that, well, yeah, that's basically how it is. So I'm not exactly sure what to make of it. So right now, these are defense guns. They seem to be in a completely normal place. And there's a electric type minigun on the front. Now, I would understand that like, if he was flying away, if this was on the back, then I would get it. Then I would understand why it was doing it. But right now, I've no clue. And honestly, the only thing that I can figure out right now is just give it automation or something, like remove automation from this thing, and instead just place another long range, like range. Well, it has range in all of them. Bursting chain gun, maybe? 4K range? You know what? Yeah, let's place it down. Let's place it somewhere here, like this. So now it has a gun on each side. So maybe that is going to help? Because your guess is as good as mine. And we're going to just auto-select both of them. We're also going to auto-assign the crew members, so, you know, there's no oddities there. And all I can do is just kind of hope that it's going to do it, you know, properly the next time around. So I set it to auto-fire. That is set also to defensive, so it seems like everything's fine. Anyway, let's take a look at the subsystems. Like, I don't think that there is really anything wrong here. Oh, except for the fact that we could easily put this one on. Like, that is our newly acquired auto-fire turret thing. We can put this unarmed one on the on the other one. Yeah, that really does seem like the only thing. So we just need to enter the range so we can actually remove this without destroying it. There we go. We're removing this and install permanently like this. Now, as far as I know, this is not really giving us any problems in terms of energy generation. Surplus 70. It's almost the same as the other one. So, are these pirates actually going to be dead by the time I get there again? Okay, so the Lady Adventures is getting a few shots off of it. That's good. Okay, there we go. And you're gone. Can I get some reward for that? Yep, 37,000 and a flawless purifying salvage laser. Thank you very much. Anyway, you don't have enough turret controls to control these turrets. So wait, stop. Auto controls, turret controls. Okay, yeah, but like I removed a regular unarmed? Or an auto turret? You know what? I actually don't remember. I might have screwed that up a little bit. There we go. It might be it. You know what? This object detector does not really seem all that useful right now. I'm going to install this back. And suddenly this thing is going to be just a little bit more useful, because now I can actually put some more actual guns on it and just give them auto fire, and hopefully then this ship is going to be just a little bit better. Oh, never mind, we're actually maxed out. Go figure. Hey XD, all of the turrets are going to be... Yep, there we go. Haha. Auto fire, auto fire. Yeah, sure, why not? Please. Go ahead. Autopilot. Salvage sector. That seems like an amazing idea. Okay. Wing clipper's done. Like, the wing clipper is the last thing we did. Like, there's absolutely no reason to do anything with it anyway. I think that's the same with the lady, simply because there's really nothing much here. So arbitrary turrets, the code injector. We're using too many arbitrary turrets on this thing. Like, I would actually like to have a separate, like a double armed sort of thing. Because if we look at the, like, the only types of weapons we are using here are just regular damage weapons. Like, this was, in fact, going to be a sort of like a support ship, but it's obvious that we have kind of decided against that over the time. So, let's see what we can do about it. So, go over here, dock, and in the meantime, actually tell me, what do you have right now? Like, I don't think that there's anything here that you can tempt me with in terms of, oh, I need to buy it off of here. But that being said, like, civil control, yeah, stuff like that, but it's still not that useful. Okay, like, see, the thing is, so this thing right here, unarmed, sorry, this thing right here, where is it? Oh, never mind. I don't have a, I don't have anything to show you the problem with. All right, so the difference between arbitrary and the other, you know, specified control systems is the fact that these provide one less. So a green, let's see, a green armed turret would provide 2 armed turrets, more defensive turrets, and this just provides more, you know, arbitrary turrets and auto turrets. Like, it is still better to, if you know that you want to build a attack ship, to use attack systems on this thing. So maybe I am actually just going to do that. So I'm going to remove both of these, and unless I have something here, auto turrets, armed turrets, there we go, I'm going to place that one here, and a armed turret over here. So this should be actually giving me more regular turrets. Okay, I don't have as many auto turrets anymore. That's perfectly fine, because now I can populate this thing with the rest of the turrets that I currently have. So I am going to do that just now. So honestly, the overall design I like, in the sense that I think that in the way that it's currently performing, it makes sense that it has most of its firepower over here at the top. Although, honestly, I could have just as well given this thing like all defense turrets and just have it hammer at things from a very, very long distance. Like, that could be a type of ship that we can do eventually. So this is going to be just fine, by the way. So I'm going to group these, the ones that we are currently... Oh, sorry. No, sorry. This is a 2, and I'm going to be automated. This is also a 2. There we go. Maxed out 6 out of 6. And the ones that are not, they're just going to be in number 3. We're going to exit. We're going to hope that we have enough... No, we do not have enough people to actually man these things. Are we fine? Oh yeah, we are fine on crew amount. Crew space, rather. We don't have the crew, but we do have the space for them. So we are just going to very quickly deal with that. Hire crew. We don't have actual gunners anymore. We already used them, so we're just going to take it like this. There we go. Everything is fine. And, like, with that, I think Lady is perfectly fine. Like, Lady is done. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Would still prefer just a little bit more surplus energy charge. But, like, until it starts lagging behind, it should not be a problem. If anything else, I would actually have to make the, unless I already did, I would have to make the lapse of sanity heavier and slower to recharge so that the other ships can actually, you know, keep up, so to speak. Right? Anyway, attack all enemies for the Lady. Now we have the Devolution. Oh, Devolution. I have no clue what I want to do with this ship. I thought I knew, but apparently I don't. Because the Devolution is currently the worst ship in our fleet for a multitude of reasons, and not just the ones that seem obvious. It has failed in its overall design simply because... Okay, it's not that bad. Like, it is perfectly fine in terms of... Okay, first of all, I do want this thing to be auto-fired. Torpedo shaft 3, 4. There we go. Auto fire, auto fire. You know what the odd thing is? Like, what is this? Defense cannon? All right. Defense cannon. Okay. And then in the back, we have the plasmatic stinger. So 1, 3. Oh, because it's also 4. Oh, alright. Sorry, never mind. This is gonna be a 5 then. So, there we go. Now it's a 5. Now it's an auto-fire. And the defense ones can be defensive. Hey! We just, got a different object detector. That's cool. Kind of. Anyway. So, I'm not exactly even sure what to do with this thing. I'm not exactly sure as to what its problem is, because I'm not exactly sure that it has a problem. So it has a generator to offset its rather poor velocity security bypass system, which honestly I could just replace with this thing, because it gives better acceleration, velocity, on top of everything else, and it does not cut my energy generation just like that. So it might be an interesting alternative, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. So right now, this thing is just not working. Like, the ship is not taking advantage of this velocity bypass system, and I do not know why. I do know that I can finally replace the civil turret control system, this one, by installing something like this one, a much better version. It is also going to not impede our energy generation by a lot, I think, considering that, yeah, like, It's the bypass system that's already tampering with it. Like, nothing that we can do here can make it even worse than that. That being said, it does give us a lot more mining guns, and we are just going to do that immediately, like right now. So these are all of our mining lasers. The way I'm going to do this, honestly, is going to be something like this. There we go. We're going to remove this thing. We're going to go by rarity. We're going to go mining. There we go. Mining lasers. So efficiency 20%. I like that. Boom. Go. Another superior purifying mining lasers. Beautiful. Another efficient one. Oh, 28 efficiency. Very good. Salvage laser. Sorry. Mining. Okay, I have to be very careful with that. It has a tendency to sneak up on you like that. So, another mining laser. This time not as good, but still usable. There we go. Let's view it from here. That's gonna be better. Purifying mining laser with an efficiency rating of 17. That's still usable. It's not good. It's still usable though. Mining laser, everything's fine. There's another efficient mining laser over here. That's fine. Salvage, mining. At this point in time, so I'm not exactly still sure how the mining versus like how the mining efficiency works. Like, does it just take the best one in your whole set and use it? I don't know. So, standard purifying mining laser, boom. Mining laser, boom. A regular mining laser. Like, we're at this point we're just providing DPS so that, you know, these things can just work better over time. Okay, do we have enough crew? Nope. Not even close. I do want to, like, take this thing into a you know, a resource system and see how it goes. I might actually do that in this episode. We're currently at 42 minutes. I think we will be fine if I decide to do that. Or though, we might actually just wait for the next one. Like, I'm not in a hurry, so to speak. Oh, anyway. The one thing I really did want to do is, without adding too much to the overall size and bulk of the ship, I did want to make sure that all of these items are currently nice and hidden. Like, I'm not exactly sure why didn't I do this earlier, apart from the fact that I did not think that it would ever actually come under fire, and it was kind of, you know, not needed. Although, it's kind of obvious that it does indeed come under fire, and I should probably worry about it. Yeah, something like that. It does not have to be pretty. It just has to work. Like, we are engaging our Todd Howard mentality. It just has to work. Like, not even 16 times the protection, it just has to work, and that's it. And I'll be perfectly fine with it. Okay, so we are actually hitting our... Yeah, that's actually enough titanium. We physically do not have more titanium than this. That should be fine. Like, this ship is still ugly as hell, but it's never supposed to be a nice ship. Like, I cannot over-design the devolution. Like, this is something that I already said before. The whole point is that it can maneuver around asteroids and mine. That is what it does. Anyway, hire crew. Actually, how much crew do we have? Oh, you know, I keep thinking that these things actually have, you know, less crew than they actually have. And then it turns out that everything's fine, and then, like, I don't really have to worry about anything. So, okay, so, real talk. Do we just yeet this thing and replace it with this? Because I have a feeling that right now, it might actually do better with it. Okay, there's just one way to find out, so I'm going to just switch to the Lapse of Sanity myself. And actually, I'm just going to tell the Lapse of Sanity to Doc, and let's just tell the Devolution to, I don't know, so just fly over there. Go. So, this is what I said, like, for some reason, it kind of just moves around in bursts like this, and it does not matter if it has the bypass or does not have the bypass, it just does it like this. And from what I can see, the Devolution actually has more than enough energy containing to actually keep doing this for, you know, as long as it has to. You know what? I think it's going to be fine. I actually do believe that the Devolution is perfectly fine where it is currently right now. Wing Clipper, you are still salvaging ? Okay, that's good. Alright, ladies and gents, we are at 46 minutes. We are now that we're done with all this nonsense, now we can actually do the one very important thing that many of you have told me to do, please, because it's annoying as hell, and I do agree, it is very annoying. And we are going to just sell literally everything that we don't need. So everything below a blue is going to have to go. And that's easy enough to do. It's gonna take us a few moments, but still, that's, you know, more than enough. So we're currently sitting at 1.23 million credits. Remember that. And after this, we should have about $500,000? One way to find out. It's like watching paint dry. Alright, so, trade equipment, sell things. So, essentially, I am selling literally everything that is... Honestly, I could also sell all the blue things, since we already decked, like, there's no reason to keep these things around simply because, like, by the time we need another ship, we'll have all this back and more. So, la 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 la. Oh, was that a package? Oops. La 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 la. La, 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 la. Okay. We actually got a fair amount more than I thought. That's kind of neato. And with that in mind, we're done for today, I think. We have 10 minutes. So the question is, shall we go and quickly double check the current capabilities of the Devolution? I think that to say that we upgraded it slightly is, you know, not saying a lot. So that's a lot of asteroids over there. I think that's where we're gonna go. So yeah, that is our current situation. I've been thinking that, like, until we go deeper in and actually start encountering places where we can buy titanium, we might want to consider making a... well, not even making another ship, rather just leaving the devolution around someplace like this. Okay, devolution, orders, and mine sector. Let's see how you do. And how you behave. So you're going to find a tasty little place, and you are going to approach it at a blazing speed of not a whole frickin' lot. I mean, I guess that's par for the course, but it's still somewhat annoying. So, quick question, Wing Clipper. Did I ever actually give you those guns? Yeah, I did. So, Devolution, what did you find? Are you really going to go for iron first? Seriously, dude? Munch. I mean, that's not bad. I just wish it wasn't iron. Do you have any large chunks of titanium here, maybe? Like, that is certainly the one thing that I really would like. I would actually have to, like, be sitting inside of Devolution so I can pick up all the hidden asteroid. Oh, wait, stop. Did we not... oh, no. That was the lady, wasn't it? Ew. Alright. I actually forgot. We did, in fact... remove the mining system from the devolution. And that's why it's not finding the good stuff. Oh dear. I almost forgot about it. That's actually kind of dumb. Why did I do that? Go mine this out. Alright. Yeah, I think that has to actually come back. See, that's the thing. Like, do I want it to be a good mining ship? Or do I want to, like, do I want it to be an actually usable ship? I don't even know. This thing is so far away from a 5th slot, it's not even funny. Like, to increase this thing up to the next slot, we would need a whole bunch of titanium. And I'm sorry, but we don't have a lot of bunch of titanium. We only have this much bunch of titanium. Okay, that, I think, is a problem for a future Spazzy. Alright, ladies and gents, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.